Yo, GamerNemy here. Welcome back to another introduction overview guide where we talk about the character-specific archetype, what they do in the game, their strengths and weaknesses, and just how exactly you are supposed to use them. So now Feng Wei is a very weird one. Like Feng Wei, when it comes to archetypes, is a very weird character. So we talked about how Steve specializes in counter hits, in poking and clinch throws as well. We talked about how Lars commands the mid-range, strong with very oppressive lows in stance especially. We spoke about Dragunov being a grappler and insane pressure plus frames. But with Feng, he is kind of an all-arounder, right? I think he's the first character so far that I would say like he does a bit of everything, right? He has everything. And that means he's a strong freaking character in this game. But nevertheless, he still does have some identity to him, I guess. But it's more or less so in Tekken 8 than it's been in previous games. So I also always discuss, in this game, you must have a plethora of different tools that make you a strong character. Whether it be poking, whether it be lows, or whether it be punishment, whether it be grabs. So many of these things define what makes a great character. So Feng, yeah, he kind of has a little bit of everything, and we're gonna get right into that. So let's talk about punishment first. So Feng's punishment is decent, right? Not that great, but it's alright. And for 10 frames, he has 1-3, right? For 24 damage, this will leave you at +6. Again, I'm still so far from the TV right now, so apologies if I get the frame data wrong, but you guys can see the frame data for yourselves. So he has 1-2 as well. So this does more damage than 1-3, but it gives you less plus frames. So if you want frames, you can go for 1-3. If you want damage, you can go for 1-2, right? So he has no 12 frame, so that's why that's like bad for Feng, right? I don't think he has a 12 frame, I might be wrong. He has back 4, but this is used more so, as we'll talk about later, as a homing move and like a poke rather than a punish, right? So why do this? So you can get this, right? So you can get this, right? So basically he has no 12 frame punisher. So whilst most characters in the game, like Lars, or Lee or Mishimas can get a knockdown at 10 to 12 frames, Feng doesn't even have a 12 frame punisher. So he skips to 13. In 13 he has a godlike shoulder, the infamous Iron Mountain. This shoulder is amazing. Back 1+2 are insane with punisher. Comes out at 14 frames, or that's 13, which is insanely fast. 13 to 14 frames, right? This is your long range punisher for moves like Death Fist as well, a hit engager as well. So it's really, really good. Like it's so good, right? You see anyone twitch, boom, shoulder, instant with punisher. So it's a really, really strong, shoulder or 13 frame punisher. So that's where Feng's standing punishment ends. Honestly, you won't really get anything big for 14, right? And his down forward 1 is his 14 frame punish, right? So I think this is the only weak side to Feng that he has. His overall punishment is not up to par with the big dick characters in the game with sick punishment, like Lars, for example. So yeah, so let's talk about his standing punishment. And his standing punishment is kind of the same, right? Not that great, right? This is well standing for 11 frames, generic, right? 18 damage is good, so not really that great. For 13, he has all standing 1-3, which is new, right? Does 33 damage, which is insane. Remember, Leroy's all standing 1-4 does 30, so he does more damage than Leroy's all standing Punisher, which is insane, right? This will give you +4. He also has all standing 1-2, which is from Tekken 7, or he's had this since Tekken 5, but I don't understand why they gave him this, right, if he still has this, because this should have been nerfed if they gave him this, right? So there's no need to use this as a punish when you have this, right? Why go for 29 damage and you can go for 33, right? It doesn't make sense. This is just used as a mix-up because it has an extension and you can delay it, right? So it's kind of like a mix-up, or you finish it or you not finish it, but I really don't get the need for having two of the kind of the same thing, So from then he has all standing 3 for 15 frames, right? This is like a 15 frame launcher, which is pretty good, right? Then he has all standing 2, sorry, full crouch down forward 2, which is the Johnny Cage nut punch. This is 18 frames. You won't really use this unless you want to flex against like the big lows, the hugely punishable big lows, but there's no need to use this actually. Launch punishable on block, it's just swaggy, right? If you want to flex on your opponent. So, like I said, in terms of punishment, he's like below average, right? Not that great. You won't really get like launches from 14 frames, you know, standing 14 frame punishment. So, but it's decent. It gets the job done. It's more than enough. So now let's talk about his lows, because I want to talk about his archetype, but like I said, it's kind of like an all-around character. So let's talk about his generic stuff first that makes him good, because what makes Feng a good character in this game is his generic stuff combined together. Like everything about him is just strong. So his lows, he has insane lows. He has down 2, which is -1, leaves you in crouch, meaning it's basically like 0, because if they jab, you can stay crouching, right? If they do down forward 1, you know, you can do like off standing 2, off standing 4, sorry, and you can trade with them, you know. You can move afterwards, you can do like his evasive stuff that we'll talk about later. Off standing 2 goes under jabs, you know, so it's, despite being -1, it still feels like Feng still has the advantage after down 2, you know, because of the status of the crouch status and the moves he has out of this, you know, high crushing mid, you know, he can still full crouch, do full crouch stuff, crushing, even more mids, you go for mid, you can sway out of that. So yeah, it's a really strong low. He has down back 3, the infamous down back 3 +4, leaves the opponent crouching, insane, knockdown on counter hit, right? Launch punishable. Honestly, it's worth it, right? Not many people are blocking this, and the range is ridiculous, right? It's pretty insane, right? One of the best lows in the game. Point blank. Facts. One of the best lows in the game for free. He now has a full crouch down forward 4-1, right? It used to be 1+4, but now you do it from crouch, full crouch. Right, so you can just abuse this stuff, you know. Like, he's so oppressive when it comes to poking, right? Like, he's just, dude, he just flows. It's so, I don't even want to get into it, right? He has sidestep 4, right, which gives an instant screw now, kind of a nerf, but still strong, you know. So when it comes to lows, he has lows from stances as well, right? Tail sweep from back tempo now. So when it comes to lows, you have no trouble with Feng. So to talk about his archetype, like I said, it's kind of weird because he's an all-around character, but Feng revolves around evasiveness. He's good at poking, he has good defense and parries as well. So I have to talk about all of this stuff together. He has plus frames now as well in Tekken 8, so it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So let's start with plus frames. So some of these good moves you can use for plus frames are running 3, right? He has a +8 running 3, and keep in mind, a lot of running 3s in this game have been nerfed to +6, but Feng gets the exception, I don't know why, and still has a +8 running 3. He has forward 3, right, which is like +8 as well. Super plus can go to shift in clouds, right? Shifting clouds is a mix-up between a low and the mid, right? So you have a mix-up from shifting clouds. So forward 3, and he has infamous back 3, which is, oh my god, one of the most toxic moves in the game right now. This move is so fucking toxic. Like, it's just so strong. It just gets +6 out of the gate, just like that. The range, right, knocks down on normal hit, right? Counter hit gets a follow-up, right? So it's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. When it comes to plus frames, right? He has sidestep 1+2, which is +1, right? So he's a very intoxicating character, guys, right? I can't stress it enough, right? So plus frames, he has those. Evasiveness, Jesus Christ. Feng has an up forward 2, which evades everything. So for example, let me just do this, right? Down forward, boom, boom. So now imagine this, right? Down forward, down back 3 is a +4 low, and leaves the opponent crouching, right? So you have a huge advantage. They must respect you after this, so at least they have to. So you can do stuff with Feng, you can do stuff like this, right? Down back 3 into standing 4. Now standing 4 has an animation on counter. It's like a classic Feng poke. But right? Feng being Feng. Okay, this is not a good example. Maybe let me do outstanding 1, right? I think 4 comes out just a little bit too fast, right? Oh, does this work? Yeah, Feng being Feng can just evade all your frames, bro. Your frames won't really matter that much unless it's something tight, like, you know, like I showed down back to into outstanding 4. But this, for example, is a frame trap from Feng, but Feng having up back 2 can say, bro, fuck your frames, bro. I'm not respecting shit. Right? So it's so annoying having a character that just has everything. So up back 2, up forward 2, very, very good for evasion, right? Insane move. He has a back kempo, meaning even if you're plus, or even if Feng is negative, you can still throw this out, make you whiff, right? And get a punish on you, right? So it's pretty crazy. He has a hit engager, safe high from this. He has a mid. Sorry, what's his mid again? 3 plus 4. Yeah, he has a mid, he has a hell sweep now, and he has a low. Right, so stuff like Dragon of Running 2, for example, can be baited. Your Jin Electricity can just backsway, then punish you. Right, so yeah, evasiveness, Feng has that. Keep out as well, that counts as keep out. He has a 10 frame keep out move, which is back 1. 10 frames, mind you, minus 12 on block, but like, bro, it's a 10 frame keep away move, right? So if you catches you mashing, you just can't force Feng to play the way you want, right? You kind of have to play around his moves. You can't command Feng. He owns the battlefield, like he has the control over the matchup, like 100% of the time. Honestly, it's very few characters that can force Feng to go, you know, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, it's just so crazy. Very few characters force Feng to play the way they want them to, right? You have to play Feng's game because of all these options that he has. So yeah, counter hit 2s, lows, evasiveness. He has a back turn stance where he has a mix up, right? He has a low, which launches instant screw in the mid. Right, hit engager, he has another elbow if you want to stay safe. Then in hit, the elbow becomes, the mid becomes a launcher, right? So it's insane. So he's like a mix-up character as well, because whilst he's in hit, he gets access to C-splitter, right? It's like a plus forever back turn move, which leaves you at plus 12, right? So they're guessing the mix-up, right? So boom, hella plus frames, hit to 50-50, right? Either the mid or the low, right? So yeah, it makes Feng a pretty insane character. So like I said, Feng is an all-around character. He has plus frames, he has lows, he has oh my god, he has evasiveness, and he has parries as well. If you thought Leroy was strong with parries, oh boy, you have no idea what Feng has to offer, bro. This character is insane. So for example, Shifting Clouds has been buffed. So Shifting Clouds is a 2-hit parry, right? To only parry characters, or to parry 2 hits maximum before he actually launches you. It's actually a launcher. If you throw 2 hits against his parry, you're getting launched. So for example, that's down forward 1 into jabs. So I'll do Shifting Clouds after his down forward 1. You see that? This is safe, by the way. Automatic. You don't have to do that, right? Right? So it's crazy. It's crazy. He has 1+2, right? Guarantees shoulder into hit, right? He has all-standing 1+2, which is a parry as well, in-belt parry. He has an actual normal parry, right? Punch parry as well, right? He has power crushes. So Feng, like I said, he is an all-arounder. He has everything. He's one of the few characters that really doesn't not have an archetype. Or did I say in back turn he has a grab mix-up as well, right? So you can't really guess. I mean, you can't really tell from his arms. You just have to guess. So they all have the same arm animation. So he has a 1+2 throw and a 1 or 2 throw. So you have to guess. So he can do shifting, he can do C-splitter into grab mix-up, right? So yeah, so like I said, guys, Feng is an all-around character. And yeah, you can tell I'm a little bit salty because Fangs have been blowing me up in this game and it's kind of frustrating. Like the only thing this character lacks is punishment to some extent, but his punishment is still good. But he has everything else. His combo damage is insane as well. He did not have war carry prior to Tekken 7, but now they've buffed him. He has good war carry. Yeah, Feng Wei, guys, has everything. But he's still a cool-ass character. He's fun AF to play. So if this character thinks he fits your playstyle, then yeah, he's a character for you. As usual, I'll do the guide. This is just an overview to give you an idea of what the character does, what makes him strong, how he's supposed to work in this game. Yeah, so without further ado, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you made this far, please don't forget to tutorial that like button and subscribe if you're new. I'm doing introduction guys for almost all the characters on the cast, so you don't want to miss that. So thank you guys, and may the frame data be ever in your favor. GG.